I'm African American. Both of my parents are black. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Right after I was born, I lived there for about a year and a half, 2 years. Then I moved to New Orleans,
Okay.
and then after that, I moved to Washington D.C. Then after that, I moved to Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
Then I moved back to Washington D.C.
Mhm.
Then I moved to Texas, El Paso, Texas,
Wow, that's a lot.
and then I moved back to Washington D.C. And then from Washington D.C., I moved to now Stratford, Connecticut, which is where I currently live.
Wow. Out of all those places, where do you consider to, be home for you? What is your favorite place? Where is the place where you say, I'm from, and where do you rep?
To be honest, I really don't have like a home. Like I don't feel like I don't have like a set place. Like you can say like you're from Boston. Like I can't really say like I'm like from a place. But like the best place I lived was California. That was just the lifestyle there, the weather. I mean the people, the food. It was just the best place I've lived. I mean I lived. If anybody knows out there, like the show Weeds by Showtime, I lived over there. That was pretty cool.
Okay. So California being the best place. What is the worst place? What is the dump of all these places? What is a place you don't want to go back to?
Ooh, El Paso, Texas.
El Paso.
That was
Okay.
in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if you've seen the movie Friday Night Lights,
Yep.
Odessa, Texas is like right by El Paso, so it was just in the middle of the desert. I mean, there's not much to do there. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just boring. Like it was just nothing there.
And what did you say your parents did?
My dad was an FBI agent. He did that for 23 years. He's retired now, and now he's a security director for GE.
Okay. And what was that like, having your dad being in the FBI growing up?
It was interesting. I mean, moving from place to place. I mean, he had a very the job demanded, of course, a lot from him. So going from place to place, being the new kid all the time. I mean, it had a significant impact on my life. I mean, I've been to over 11 different schools. I mean, I see it as like a blessing, because some kids have never been to the places I've been to, and I've pretty much been all over the country. So
Okay. What kind of impact did that have with your dad being? I assume he had to work, long hours and,
Yeah.
and wasn't always around.
yeah.
What did that make you closer with your mom or less close with your dad? And what I know your mom's professor at the school now.
Yeah.
But what did she do while your dad was an FBI agent, and how did that affect your relationship with your parents?
Yeah, as for my dad being an FBI agent, he wasn't always at home, traveling a lot, staying out late. My mom was she was a stay at home mom for a long time, so I have a special bond with her, and I also have a special bond with my dad. I'm proud of what he's done, and I really respect what he's done. Not many people can say, I mean, their dad was an FBI agent, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
I moved to Connecticut my sophomore year in high school, and she was working at Southern Connecticut as an adjunct professor, and they had, I guess, a position was open at Sacred Heart, and she applied for it, and she got the job. My choice was made for me. My parents wanted me to come to Sacred Heart. Yeah, if I had my choice, I'd be going to school down south.
Okay. All right. Interesting, because you say your favorite place is California, but
Yeah.
you'd rather go to school down south.
Yeah, because I used to live in New Orleans. I'm a big LSU fan. So I wanted to go to LSU. I mean, I would love to go to school in California, but I feel like that would be too far for my parents, so they'd have like anxiety,
Okay. Socially,
Yeah.
how do you feel? You fit in at Sacred Heart.
Socially, I don't really fit in a select group. I try to like branch out, like you being an athlete and other our other roommates. I mean, like I try to talk to everyone. I mean, Sacred Heart does have its cliques,
Yeah.
but I try not to be in like a specific category. I try to like talk to everyone. Yeah, for sure. Most kids nowadays they went to the same elementary school, same middle school, same high school their whole lives, stayed in the same town. You know, they're not accustomed to change, or like they don't want to change. Like if somebody told me I had to pack my bags and move to Florida right now, I'd be okay with that because I've been accustomed to change. So I enjoy change. I like change. Like I'm willing to experience new things. I'm not afraid to go wherever a job. Like let's say I got a job and I had to move to, I don't know, Arizona. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'd pack my bags and I'd go. I love change. When I was younger, I did. I wanted to like same school, same town. But now that I'm older, I've appreciated like all the places I've been, and it makes me unique. Everybody at Sacred Heart, I mean, you're from like Long Island or New York, or you know New Jersey, or like not many people. I'm probably the only person that's lived in the Sacred Heart community that's lived in all these places. So I feel like that's benefited me a lot, and I really enjoy living in all those places. I mean, it gives me an experience that not many people can say they have.
Would you say do you have best friends or you know a person that you're you know really close with?
I mean, I don't really have like a best friend. I have friends, but I don't really have like that one person where you just like, you know, tell your like secrets, or like you can get personal with them. Not really. I mean, I never had time, you know, to invest in a relationship like that. Cause when I was moving, I'd do like a few years in a town or whatever, and I'm gone. So I didn't really like try to put much into having a best friend. I guess when I was younger, I did have a few one best friend. When I lived in El Paso, Texas. There was a kid named Ryan Poe. I mean, he was my man. He was the boy. That was probably the one best friend I had, but I don't really have a best friend.
If you could change one thing about your upbringing, what would that be and why?
I wouldn't change anything. I mean, it's made me who I am today. Not many people can say they lived where I live. You know, have a FBI agent as a dad, a college professor as their mom. So I wouldn't change anything. Maybe if you asked me this question 5 years ago, there would have been changes. But now, because I have a broader perspective, I wouldn't have changed anything.
What are your favorite sports teams?
Both my parents are from Louisiana. So my dad lived right outside New Orleans, right on the Mississippi River, and like he literally lived on the Mississippi River, where like there's a little hill you go over, and the Mississippi River is right there. So he's a country boy. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. For football, I mean for basketball, I'm a Bulls fan. You know, I was born in Chicago, so I have some allegiance to Chicago. So yeah, that's the teams. Oh, hockey, Chicago Blackhawks.
Blackhawks.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, a little guitar. I'm an interesting guy. Any girls out there, yo, just hit me up. That's about it. I mean, I'm an interesting guy. Just if you see me in the hallway, just see what's up.